"Is that not Gamala?" asks the zealot. "Yes, it is Gamala. Do you know the town?" says Jesus. "I was a fugitive there one night a long time ago. Then I was affected by leprosy, and I did not come out of the sepulchres any more." "Did they pursue you so far?" "I was coming from Syria, where I'd gone to seek protection, but they discovered me, and only my flight to this place saved me from being captured. Afterwards, slowly and continuously threatened, I went down as far as the desert of Tekoa, and from there, suffering already from leprosy, to the valley of the dead. Leprosy saved me from my enemies." "These people are heathens, are they not?" asks the Iscariot. "Almost everybody. Only a few Jews are here on business. And then there's a mixture of beliefs, or no beliefs at all. But they did not treat the fugitive badly." "These are places for bandits. What gorges!" exclaim many. "Yes, but believe me, there are more bandits on the other side," says John, who is still impressed by the capture of the Baptist. "On the other side, there are bandits also among those who enjoy the reputation of being just," concludes his brother. Jesus begins to speak, and yet we go near them without feeling disgusted. Whereas here, you were making grimaces because you had to pass near some animals. They're unclean. A sinner is much more so. These animals are made like that, and it is not their fault if they are like that. Man, instead, is responsible for being unclean because of his sins. "Why then are they classified as unclean for us?" asks Philip. "I've mentioned that once. In this commandment, there is a supernatural reason and a natural one. The former reason is to teach the chosen people to live, bearing in mind its election and the dignity of man, also in a common action like eating. A savage feeds on everything. It is enough for him to fill his stomach. A pagan, even if he's not a savage, also eats everything, without considering that overeating foments vices and inclinations which degrade man. Nay, pagans endeavour to arrive at this frenzy for pleasure, which is almost a religion for them. The more learned amongst you are aware of obscene celebrations in honour of their gods, which degenerate into lecherous orgies. A son of the people of God must be able to control himself, perfecting himself through obedience and prudence, bearing in mind his origin and his end, God and heaven. The natural reason is not to stimulate the blood by means of food that causes a heat unbecoming of man, who is not forbidden also carnal love, but must always moderate it with the freshness of his soul tending to heaven. Man must therefore make sure that the sentiment that joins him to his wife, in whom he must see a fellow creature like himself, not a female, is love, not sensuality. But the poor animals are neither guilty of being pigs, nor of the effect that the flesh of pigs may cause in man's blood in the long run. And the swineherds are much less guilty. If they're honest, what difference will there be in the next life between them and the scribe who's bent over his books, but does not learn to be good. I solemnly tell you that we shall see swineherds among the just and scribes among the unjust. But what is ruining? They all move away from the side of the mountain because stones and earth are rolling down and bouncing on the slope, and they all look around amazed.